need to work on some of the things for agents and then for renters as well. That is the buyer's packet. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I have done for the renter's packet already. And then we're going to go over what I have left to include. Again, this is from realtor.com. This is one of my trusted sources. So it's a roadmap for renters. This is straight from their website. So I just kind of like saved it as a PDF to include in there. Again, this is from realtor.com. This is an apartment hunting checklist. It says, welcome to the resource station. And so I have resources for buyers, sellers, and agents right now. So I will add renters as well. Now, what I have to do is I have to go back and I have to add in this marketing service that I am doing for agents, that specific agent. So I'm going to talk about, you know, where they're located, what are their skills and expertise, you know, who they work with, do they work with buyers? Hello. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I'm Yasharika, and in today's video, we are going to kind of talk about and go over how I am working from home and just working on my real estate business as a work from home job. So in my last video, well, my last real estate career related video, I talked about how I was in the process of launching, and that video did a lot better than I expected. It's the highest one since I've been posting again in the past 2 months. So really quick, I'm gonna check. I know it was in the 200s. So yeah, right now it's at 225 views, and that was posted 7 days ago. So yeah, that one is doing the best. I definitely was not expecting that, but yeah, so every Saturday I, you know, kind of go behind the scenes of what I'm working on and what I'm doing with my real estate career. So that's what I'm going over with you guys today, kind of giving you guys a little update and whatnot. So that's what I have over here. So yeah, that's what I have over here, and we are going to go over okay, so before I even get into that, yeah, so I did already launch. Today is Saturday, and I launched on Wednesday, the 10th, September 10th. So that was 4 years. That was the main thing that I was celebrating, you know, that's why I chose that date of September 10th, because it was 4 years that I have been licensed in real estate, but I was also celebrating 12 years of like studying and looking into real estate overall, and then a year of building this referral service that I just launched. Like I've been working on that for the past year, and so I finally launched it. But you know, to be honest, I'm not 100% done with everything. It's still some last minute things I need to complete, but you know, I needed that date to be my launch because it was already a special date in my real estate career. So it was like, I felt like it was a good time to launch. But you know, all businesses don't, you know, they don't start off completely ready. Like they're always updating, adding new things, new features. They change their logos, names, you know, all kind of stuff. So all businesses don't start off, you know, where it's supposed to be. So that's kind of what I did. You know, I just felt like I gotta get it up and running, I gotta get it launched, but there are some last minute things that I want to complete. So that's what I'm going to go over with you guys today, so you guys can see, you know, kind of behind the scenes on what I'm working on, especially people that are coming from my real estate pages, because this is going to be posted on my personal page. But if you are coming from my real estate page, you can kind of see what I'm working on and what I'm trying to get done for you guys. So I'm about to get into that now. So overall, I do have all of my buyer stuff and information, the packets, everything on the website, that's done. Sellers, that's done. I need to work on some of the things for agents and then for renters as well. So I'm gonna start with renters. So yeah, buyers and sellers are done. But I do want to add renters. Like I decided to do that really like last minute, because when you come into real estate, you mostly learn about buyers and sellers. You know, we don't really learn about renters unless you like, that's kind of separate. You have to kind of study that separately. And so there was not, you know, much that I knew about the renting process. So over time, I've kind of been growing my knowledge on that, but there isn't, you know, a lot going on with that. Like the process and everything is typically, you know, faster and shorter in terms of renting than sales, you know, when working with buyers and sellers. So I do need to finish my packet for renters. Like I said, adding renters was last minute. I was going to kind of wait on that and maybe add that in like next year, but I decided to go ahead and do that now, and just have, you know, all of the residential options at least, so buying, selling, and renting. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And then yeah, commercial, I'm definitely not going to be starting that this year, and I'll start that possibly next year. But yeah, I do want to get all residential things and parties complete. So yeah, I just got to work on the renters. So I'm going to tell you guys what I'm working on with that. And then as far as agents, I do have their page on my website, and then I have the agents packet, but there is this marketing idea that I had, and so I have to finish that. I have to include that on my website. So yeah, I need to add that to my agents landing page. And then I'm going to talk about some of the things that are and are not included as far as the marketing plans, and some of the ideas that I have and that I've been working on with, of course, ChatGPT. So we're going to start with renters. All right, so I'm going to show you guys, if you've been watching this series, you've probably already seen it, but if you are new, I'm going to show you guys my buyer's packet so you can kind of see what I'm going for in the renters packet. So, but the renters packet is going to be a lot shorter, because again, you know, the renting process is shorter than the buyer process. So yeah, I just want to show what the buying packet looks like so you guys can see what I'm currently working on for the renters. So all right, so this is my buyer's one. Let me turn it up just a little bit. But yeah, so this is my buyer's one. It's called the Grand Home Buying Guide. And it says your overview for a smooth and successful home purchase. So this is just a little title page. And then I have the table of contents. So as you can see, it's a lot of different things going on in this packet. Like I said, this is the buyer one. It is 61 pages, is one, you know, big PDF. So you can come on my website and you can click on it and just view it. If you want to download it, you can. Again, it is a big file. It has a lot of things in there, a lot of pages, 61 pages. So it's a lot, but it's all information related to buying, and also some information about my brand, my business, my real estate service, you know, and what it does and how I can help buyers. So it includes those things too. But so some of the stuff are my stuff that I created from me. Some are from realtor.com, some are from my brokerage, eXp Realty, and then some are from the National Association of Realtors. So all of these are, you know, my go-to and trusted sources. Of course, there's plenty of resources out there, but I chose my trusted sources to include in my PDF. So but yeah, you guys, it's just a lot going on, a lot of information. But you know, I included all of these things, you know, so buyers can, you know, even if you're not buying right now, you're not buying until another year or two, you can go ahead and get started and see, you know, what are all the things that you have to prepare for and definitely be saving for, because the buying process is a whole lot more going on with that than it is, you know, in terms of having money for rent, you know. So yes, you guys, so that was all of that, but that is the buyer's one. Again, the renter's one is definitely not going to be that long. I would say the renter's one is probably going to be around 20 pages, somewhere close to that, maybe less, maybe a little bit higher, but yeah, around 20, I would say. So that is the buyer's packet. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I have done for the renter's packet already. And then we're going to go over what I have left to include. But yeah, off the top of my head, like I kind of know it's already going to be like 10 different things included. And that 10 things include my title page and this little closing page, which has all of my contact information and stuff. So that's the first and the last page right there. So like I said, it's definitely not going to be as much as this buyer one. That's for sure. So I'll tell you what I have. I'll show you what I have. So let's see. Oh, okay, let me go here. So one of the things that I'm adding is this roadmap, and it's actually, again, this is from realtor.com. This is one of my trusted sources. So it's a roadmap for renters. This is straight from their website. So I just kind of like saved it as a PDF to include in there. And it has all of these other like links and stuff you can go to within the roadmap. So you should be able, once I add it to my PDF, I'll make sure that it's still there and clickable for you to go to these sites. But yeah, it's just the overall roadmap. Let me see what it says. Yeah, your rental roadmap. Take a guided ride through the typical rental process. So I definitely wanted to include that in there. So, and that right there, that's, you know, it's one of the topics, but it's 3 pages, you know, so that's going to help it grow a little bit. But another thing that I wanted to add, again, this is from realtor.com. This is a apartment hunting checklist. So, yeah, I thought this would be very, you know, helpful for you to go over, you know, all the different things that the unit includes or don't include, or, you know, special things that stick out to you that you need. Like if you need, let's see, some of the things that it has. An elevator, you know, some of them may only have stairs, so if you need an elevator, you can, you know, it's just things on here that you can click whether it has or it doesn't has, and then once you finish all of that, you can give your overall score, you know, out of 10. So that way you can like look through, you know, let's say you looked at 3 different places, you can go off of, you know, which one has the best score and all of those type of things. So that will be included in there. That has 5 pages, so yeah, it has 5 pages. So little things like that do add up. So that's why I was saying, you know, it may be closer to 20. We will see. Let's see, what else do I have? I think those were the only resources that I had. The other one, now I do have another section of my website. Here, I'll show it to you guys. Now I have to make a section of it for renters, because I don't have that included yet. But yeah, let me just go here. Okay, so here, this is the home page of my website. Like I said, I already launched, so this is our website. It is therealyasherica.com. So first thing you'll see is like you'll see a section for clients, and then there's a section for agents. So clients will cover buyers, sellers, and renters, but I don't have renters in there yet because I have to finish this packet. And, you know, once I have everything done with that, then I'll add it in, because I want to add all of the stuff in, you know, at once. So once I finish that, it'll be included. So let me go to my clients page, and let me scroll down. So this is the how it works, and then this is the services that I offer clients, and then down here we have resources. So right now it has buyers, sellers, and then some extra resources, but that will be changed to renters. It will have that right here when I am ready. But there is another place that you can go. If you go to the bottom of my website, there is a section for resources. So if you click on that, that shows all of my extra resources. And so it says welcome to the resource station. And so I have resources for buyers, sellers, and agents right now. So I will add renters as well. But each person, buyers, sellers, and agents, they have a section for articles. So I add, you know, a link to helpful articles, videos, and podcasts. So each party has those 3 things. So that will be included in the extra resources. So I do have to do that as well. Again, so this is the sellers one, and then this is the agents one. So yeah, I will add renters in here. So yeah, I have to do that. But really quick, so I showed you guys 2 of the things that would be in the packet. So let me go over the rest, because it's going to be pretty much the same as the buyers one. So let me just go back to that. So I'm going to go, so obviously, like I said, it's going to have the title page, and it's going to have that last page, which is all of my contact information. So that's my contact and interact page. It's going to also have a table of contents. It's going to have a welcome letter, a how this work section, the client services. So, okay, let me count this, right? So the title, the table of contents, the welcome page, the how this work, the client services, the roadmap, the topics to consider. Oh yeah, I gotta show you guys those. The topics to consider, let's see. The helpful neighborhood information sheet, that checklist, and then yeah, that contacts page. So yeah, there's 10 different things that's going to be featured in there. So yeah, let me show you guys the rest. Well, not all of them, but well, yeah, I can do that real quick. So okay, so this isn't going to be in there, but this is part of the rental process. This is the rental readiness report. It's only 10 questions. But yeah, it's 10 questions that I will ask everybody who's renting, so I can, you know, get a sense of what they're looking for. Again, that's not going to be in the actual packet. This is something that I will do. You know, we will have a conversation over the phone, over video chat, you know, something like that, and we will go over those. But the topics to consider will be in there, and it's like the same thing as the questions, except it's not in question form. It's just preparing you for the questions is what it's doing. So this is it here. It's the topics to consider and why. This is the renter's edition. So each question has a different topic, and so the first one here is the credit readiness. So in each one, I have a little section for why we ask, you know, why agents usually ask that, the benefits to you, you know, the benefits in, you know, knowing the answer to this and, you know, explaining it to us, and then different things that you should be thinking about in terms of that question. So each topic has those 3 things to kind of, you know, get them ready. So yeah, I have that. But yeah, so it's 10 of those. Like I said, it's 10 questions, so it's 10 topics included. So this will be in the packet. Let me see, this itself is 6 pages. So yeah, that will be in there. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to show for those, and then I'll go back to the buyer's one and show you guys some examples for that. Okay, let me see what I did not show. Well, okay, so y'all saw the table of contents, so that'll be in here. Y'all saw the title page. I'm just gonna, you know, change the title, change the background a little bit, but all of my contact information and stuff like that will be the same. So let me see, what else did I need? The welcome letter, how does work, client. Okay, so let me go over those really quick. So this right here, this is a welcome page. Again, this is the buyer's one, so I'm going to change it up for renters. But yeah, this is the little welcome page to pretty much what this packet is for, what my service is for, all of those type of things. This is the how it works section, so it's like a step-by-step. It's a 10-step process that I do, and so it explains all of that in there. And then this page here has the services in it. I offer 3 different type of services, so it's something that I blended with another career field I was studying, which was market research analysis. So those are my 3 services: marketing, researching, and analyzing, you know, so analysis. So yeah, marketing, research, and analyzing, those are all in there. And yeah, so that's the services. Again, this is an extra section of it for the services again. And so I have to customize that for renters. And then let me see, there was one more thing that I was going to include. Okay, so the helpful neighborhood information. Okay, so I was going to put that in there. So let's see, that's page 38. Okay, so it just looks like this. Let me zoom in a little bit, but really it's like a little sheet that I include to give you ideas on things to think about. So if you have to be near schools or, you know, shopping centers, dining or entertaining, anything like that that you like, it just shows little examples of how you can, like, you know, go on Google Maps or whatever maps you use, and you can see how close things are. So an example is like, okay, Target. If you want to go to Target, it may be 2.5 miles from your current location. Now, but if you're at, you know, a different apartment site and it's like 10 miles from it, like, you know, and you love Target, is that something that you're willing to accept? So yeah, it just has little examples like that that you can, you know, sit down and do and figure out to see, because it's the same thing with buyers. When you are buying or you are renting or you are, you know, choosing to live at a certain location, it is more than just the property itself. You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to the surroundings, and, you know, if you like that environment, do you like being in the city and near things, or do you like being further out? You know, if that's okay with you. Now, being further out, typically, you know, it is cheaper, but if you just feel like you can't live like that, then, you know, it's going to be important how close these things are to you. So yeah, that's the last thing I'm going to include. Again, I will customize it to renters, but yeah, those are all the things that I have to do. But I won't know, you know, how many pages it is till I finish adding everything up and putting it in there. But yeah, guys, so I showed you guys what's done and what's left for that. So last but not least, we're going to talk about let's talk about the agents now, right? So let me go back to my website. Okay, you guys, so I'm back on my website, and this is the landing page for agents. Because I am going to be doing collaborations with agents. Again, it has the same things, how this works. Now, obviously, it works differently for agents than clients, but, it has the same layout and everything. And then the services that I offer, which I offer the same services as I do to clients, the marketing, research, and analyzing. Now, it's different. My marketing service for clients are different than the marketing service I have for agents, but, they both have all three of those services. So that's that. As you can see, it's a little longer than what I had on the clients one, but yeah. So this is the resources. This is the packet that I have for agents. The packet for agents are 66 pages. So yeah, you guys, I put a whole lot of stuff in there, okay? But yeah, so this is pretty much all I have. Now, what I have to do is I have to go back and I have to add in this marketing service that I am doing for agents. Now, it is a free marketing service where it's like I pretty much market them to my audience, of course, on my social media platforms. But, there's always a catch when it's free. Well, I wouldn't say always, but most of the time there's a catch to free things. So there are going to be different things that's included and not included. I don't have that information in my website yet because I'm still working on that. I'm still planning that out. But I do mention that. Let me see. Yeah, so right here in evaluation, I said we go into details about the information you want used in your marketing promotion. So I do mention that there is a marketing promotion for agents, but I have to include more information on that. So yeah, I have to make a section specifically for the marketing promotion so they know all of those things. So really quick, I'll tell you. So what's included and not included. So what's going to be included in the promo? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get, I'm going to do a video and I'm going to talk about that specific agent. So I'm going to talk about, where they're located, what are their skills and expertise, who they work with. Do they work with buyers, sellers, renters? Because, not all agents don't work with everybody. Some work with specific groups. Even with buyers, they may do better with first-time home buyers or investors and, so stuff like that. So I will include all of the information about them, but I will not include their specific information. So, I won't have their name, none of their, contact information, phone number, email, any of that. What else? And no picture, anything like that that's specific to them, I will not include. What I will do is I will give a code to my audience and I'll say, hey, if you're interested in working with this agent and moving to this area, use this code so I know, which agent you're trying to work with. It'll be something like that. Now, the reason I'm doing it like that, because the whole part of the free promo is for us to network and for us to do referrals. I will be referring the clients to them. So that is how that works. Because if I put all of the agent's information, I'm done with that. If I put all of the client's information in the video, then the client is going to go straight to them, and that defeats the purpose of me doing the referral and us working out that payment agreement. So I will promote them and promote them services, and I'm going to go over, there's like this big 50 questionnaire that I'll have, and I'll go through, me and the other agent, we will pick out the things that, they want me to mention, and that's what I will mention in my videos, to kind of, make them like a spotlight agent, in a way. So we will go over that, and then I'll make the video, and I'll discuss them with my audience. Again, there will be a code for that agent specifically, so I'll know, okay, this client is trying to work with this agent, and then we will do our referral. So now the referral, as far as like the percentage in terms of the commission and whatnot, that's already included in my website. Again, they have a market research and analyzing service, and so each one has a different price because each one I'm doing different things. All of them, the minimum one is 25%. All of them will have that. Because I will do their analyzing, which is where I go and I have a separate 50 questionnaire for clients. Now, that's for buyers and sellers, not for renters. Renters only have 10. Renters, I don't do. Renters, I just give them away, like, because renters make a smaller commission anyway. So I'm not worried about renters. Renters is it's a quicker service. So I'll do it to help people out. I'll do it just, it's a quick service. So that one I don't need to do too much on. Yeah, I don't need to do too much on those. So the analyzing, like I said, it's only 10 questions, so it's super short. So I'm not gonna, charge anything for that. And then the research and marketing, those services won't even apply to the renter agents. We'll just come back to that, if they decide to buy or sell, then we can get into that, and then we can go over that. But other than that, yeah, the renters process is a quicker, different process, so that's a whole different ball game. But yeah, so the market and research, those only applies to buyers and seller agents. So yeah, but all of that information on that will be included on my website, and they can always get in contact with me and I will explain it to them. But other than that, that's it, you guys. But yeah, so as far as the marketing idea, I'm still trying to finish that up, and coming up with some ideas on how I can market agents on social media. I'm coming up with ideas, with ChatGPT. So she's helping me out with that, because again, I'm not promoting anything, specific to them. Again, I'm not promoting their name, I'm not promoting their contact information, I'm not promoting their picture, nothing like that. Only their skills and expertise, and maybe how long they've been in real estate, those type of things. So yeah, I still have to finish that up. Again, today is Saturday. Hopefully I'll have all of this stuff finished by tomorrow, so that next week, because next week I'm going to actually start promoting my service. So yeah, next week I'll actually start posting, like, this is my services, this is how it helps you, and all those different type of things. Right now, it's still the first week of my launch, so I'm still just kind of, celebrating it. Those are the type of posts that I'm doing. So I have not fully, promoted my service and, how it helps people. I haven't gotten to that yet. I'll get into that next week. So I'm trying to have all of this stuff done. Hopefully I can get it done by this weekend, and all of it ain't gonna be done. I'll tell you right now, all of it is not gonna be done, but I will be further along later on this week. So hopefully I can get it done. Yeah, definitely not this weekend, but by next weekend, this stuff should be done. So y'all hold me to it. So by the next video, by my next Saturday video, this should be done. So this video that I'm doing now, it will be posted today. I'm behind on that. My personal page, I haven't even posted this week, you guys. Well, not since Thursday. I did not post Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Today's Saturday. I'm not posting tomorrow. So, for the rest of this weekend, I'm not posting. So we will see if I can get caught up. I'll post on my personal page my shorter videos. My long videos are coming out, of course. This is one of my long videos, so this is coming out. But my YouTube shorts, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, I have not posted on that since Thursday. Again, today's Saturday, so we will see. Let's see. My next Saturday video will be the 20th. Today's the 13th. Okay. So yeah, on that one I will be explaining more about the difference between regular agents and what I do as a referral agent. So hopefully by then I can tell you guys what I got done, but I'm not sure, because I may record that video tomorrow, so I won't be done. But we will see, you guys. We will see, guys. I got so much going on. It's a lot of work. I tell you, I've heard a lot of people talk about, having a business and being an entrepreneur or being a content creator, like these type of things. Like, it is, you do put in more work with this than you do your typical 9-to-5 job. If you have a 9-to-5, you go to work for your shift, your 8-hour shift, or if it is possible, sometimes it's less than that, and then you finish that and you go home. But with this stuff, it's just constant, especially when you're at home and you gotta do your work. It's like there's not always that sweet escape, so it's a lot that I'm working on. Again, like in this video on Saturdays, I mostly do my real estate stuff, but y'all, I got other stuff to do, so trying to balance everything can get a little complicated at times. But I definitely am making my real estate stuff a priority. So my content creation, like I said, I have not posted this weekend, so hey, if I can't post next week, I just won't post next week. YouTube, I'll be on here, I'll post my long videos. But my short videos, I may have to slow that down and like double up next week. I'll double back next week. I'll post, like 2 videos a day just to, catch up. But right now, y'all, I just got a lot to do. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's what I'm working on. Again, my services are already launched, but I'm finishing up these last minute things, and so that's what I'm working on right now. Again, next week is when I'll start actually promoting my services and benefits to people. So yeah, I gotta try to get this stuff done as soon as possible before people really start seeing this stuff. But yeah, you guys, that's what I'm working on right now. So definitely stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next one.